Welcome to another episode of the Inner Circle Podcast. It is July, and I look like a 5-year-old was working at a sweatshop gluing my shirt. Welcome to a new episode of the Inner Circle Podcast. I'm Charlie with my best girlfriend Melody. How are you? How's everyone?
Hello, Tommy Pickles. How's it going?
Woo! It is going. We are well into July. Could you believe today's July 2nd, correct? July 2nd. Could you believe we're in July?
No.
Time's going by, and could you also believe we are now closer to 2025 than we were to the year 2000?
Wait, what? Run that back. How's that? That doesn't make sense.
Today, July 2nd, we are now closer
Mm.
to 2050. I'm sorry,
I was going
2050,
to say.
2050 than we were to 2000. Than we were to 2000. We're closer to 2050 and further away to 2000 than from
That's
2000.
insane.
Yeah, it's crazy. Like literally, Christmas will be here by the time we know it. Summer's gonna go by like this. I'm telling you right now. We've been talking about summer for like months now here on this podcast,
Mm.
and I just feel like this summer, these next 2 months, July and August, are going to go by.
I feel like as soon as we come back from vacation, it's going to be Labor Day weekend or, yeah, Labor Day weekend, and then it's a wrap. That
Yeah,
sucks.
yeah, it's gonna be. It's gonna be. I don't know. Time just going by so quick. But how are you? Well, we have to catch up. There's a lot to catch up on. It was
Yeah.
Pride weekend over here in New York, and I have a few things to say about Pride weekend. But overall, we spent some time this Pride weekend. But before that, how was your weekend?
My weekend was good. It was very chill. I think around this time is very quiet work wise, but it was uneventful.
On
How
a
was yours?
quiet
Well,
weekend.
actually, you beat me to it because let's unpack your escapades during Pride weekend because I know for me, I feel like this Pride, I didn't really partake in a lot of festivities or like really go out as much. The only time I did go out was obviously the last weekend of Pride. Um, but yeah, I don't know. Just this month didn't feel as prideful as last year's Pride and the year before that.
Well, if we're being honest about the prides and stuff, and I said it, and I think I said it. I don't know if I said it last week when we had Joe O'Brien on the podcast. Shout out to Joe O'Brien. Make sure to check out his album. I don't want to be here. He was our special guest last week, and finally you guys met. I don't know if I said it last week
Yeah.
or prior, but I said, have y'all? I think I brought up, have y'all noticed or have you been noticing that this year the companies and just everything, there's less
Yeah, merchandise is less.
pride, than before, especially since Trump's been in the office. Um, and yeah, I did feel like there was less marketing wise, there was less that, but it was packed. Though. New
Mhm.
York Pride was packed, and I was surprised. You would have thought it was World Pride in New York this year, but the droves and the people that showed up into New York, and maybe that was making a statement. Um, Especially right now with who's in office. But
Yeah.
it was packed. One thing that I do have to say about Pride this year, there's a lot of parties in New York. Promoters, people, events, y'all have to come together maybe to simplify. I love choices. I love options. I love having options, trust me. But it's too much where a lot of people out of town who know I live here was hitting me up like, hey, where do I go? Where should I go? And it was overwhelming for me to even like, giving them everywhere they should go. I'm like, well, there's here and there's here. Well, there's here, but this is here. There's here,
I
but
can't
that's
believe you even went as far as like giving people and doing research for them.
well. I knew I didn't research. I just went off from what I knew already because
Yeah.
ain't no one got time for all that either. But yeah, there was just a lot of parties and events. Friday night, I definitely made it a point and a promise to myself to enjoy Pride this year. I deserve to enjoy Pride this year. Um,
Mm.
and I enjoyed Pride this year. It was such a big difference cathartic for me, as dramatic as that sounds in many ways. The difference from last year's Pride to this year's Pride, and I'm not gonna get into specifics, but what a year makes and how good it feels from like one year to the other. Friday,
Right.
I had a great time. I went out with one of my friends. Saturday, I also had another great time. Bumped into like people I haven't seen in years. Like a homie from New Orleans was here. Bumped into him and his friends. Some of that I haven't seen in years that I met in Boston with like the old crew, Fernando and Sean. Like seeing him there, it was just good to see. People I haven't seen in a while, and then there was, some people that some things that I bumped into that I would have preferred
There's room for everyone.
I would have preferred to not maybe see, but I'm a grown up and I know how to handle myself. So,
Hmm.
those
It's New
people,
York. You're gonna run into anyone and everyone.
yeah, yeah. But all in all, it was fun. Then Sunday was the parade. You and I met up. We went to Dream, and where the place was cute. The skyline, a beautiful rooftop. First time at the Dream rooftop, I believe. But I'll
I've
let
been
you
there.
say, and I'll
I've
get
been
mine.
there before. I've been there before, but they definitely renovated it because it doesn't look the same. I mean, it looks different, but it's the same kind of setup, I guess. It was cute. I just feel like the crowd was so young. And I'm not that type of girl to be like, ew, young, but like, no, it was young.
Yeah, no. I have to say myself, it felt young. I usually don't feel it. This it's not many times, but that was a time I'm like, it was cool to see the different type of people, the different type of ages, different type, like a mix of people there. But it still, for me, felt like not only young, but a type of crowd. And I'm not gonna get into
It
specifics.
was a very touristy crowd too. You could tell.
Yeah, I
Dream
just
the Dream Hotel is always, I mean, it's a hotel for God's sake, but like that rooftop has always kind of attracted people, bridge and tunnel people,
mm,
tourist people. So I'm not surprised.
yeah. I mean, all in all, it was a great pride. We didn't go out for like the parade. Listen, once you've seen the parade once or twice, like you've. I mean, how many times? It's like the Puerto Rican Day parade I'd never done, so it was cool and awesome to do this year.
I've never done the Pride Parade.
I've seen the Pride Parade a few times. Like once, not the whole thing, but I've stayed at a spot and seen floats. Like, I mean, how many years do you have to do that for? Plus, when it's hot, the way it was Sunday, we
Yeah.
were avoiding to
I
be
if
out.
the only time I want to be on a like at a parade is if I'm on a float. Do you know Tokisha was there? She made like a surprise
Appearance.
appearance. Yeah, she was there, and she looked cute. She has some like I think Madonna's record is coming out soon,
Yeah,
her new album, and I think Tokisha's featured in it. So they had like a whole photo shoot, but she looked really cute.
yeah. I seen that. But Pride, all in all, was fun. Pride has come to an end. Let's get back to normal people.
Now it's time to celebrate America.
America. Um, but speaking of America and the feds and you know the Diddy of it all, breaking news today, and I have to say I'm so happy when like breaking news and things happen on a Wednesday or right before the show because it's like gives us what we need. And I'm gonna let Melanie Cooper.
Not Melanie Anderson Cooper, honey.
Melanie Cooper get into the verdicts. He was found not guilty on three counts. One of them being basically the bigger charges. RICO, he was found not guilty. Sex trafficking, he was found not guilty, and I forgot the third one. He was found guilty on two of the lesser charges, and that basically is transporting escorts. Um, which
Yeah.
each charge faces up to 10 years. His family thought he would maybe be going home today, but the judge shot that down and he will remain in custody to his hearing for sentencing, which is October 3rd, I believe, right? October 3rd, 4th.
Yeah.
So anything else, Miss Melanie Cooper, that I missed out that we got to talk about and what this means and your thoughts on it?
I'm Melanie Cohen Cooper. Basically, the prosecutors are trying to reduce his sentence from like 3 to 5 years behind bars. They don't want him to do the full amount of like 10 years. Um, I know his mom was like stunting. She was all happy and shit, according to like a lot of the reports. And
It's too doing
did you
push-ups.
hear the crazy the crazy shit that happened outside the courthouse? People were outside with fucking baby oil,
So for baby,
dousing themselves like, yo, get a fucking life. It is insane. The only thing that I can say about this whole situation is that when you have money and power, you can get away with a lot. And that's basically what happened. Now, my first reaction, and I hate that I'm going to say this, but the first thing I thought about was two things. What the hell does R. Kelly think? Because he's fucked. And my second thing is, if Diddy gets to walk, Luigi Mangione should get to walk too.
well,
Free my daddy Luigi.
that guy killed someone. Diddy hasn't been proven to kill someone.
You don't think?
Allegedly.
Wait a minute. Wait a minute. You Diddy allegedly may not have allegedly killed someone, but allegedly he allegedly ended someone's life. Cough, cough. Biggie Smalls
There's other rumors, allegedly, but
and Tupac.
yeah, and two. I was gonna say,
So
allegedly, allegedly.
Luigi was just ballsy enough to do it out in the open.
Um, listen. All in all, I'm not as the case went on because I'm not like a political case big person type thing to be following cases like that. But this one, I did. I did follow it. Call it the millennium and me. Call it, I guess, we're part of the culture. This is part of the culture we grew up with. So it was very interesting. So I followed the case. I listened to different podcasts that specifically spoke about the case. Hi, Ebony K. Williams. Hi, Carlos King. So I was following it, and as it kept going, I kept it to myself. But I remember walking, listening wherever I was at, and I'm like, I don't know.
He's gonna walk, yeah.
He's gonna walk. I don't know because even with the witnesses and everything, and as I heard what they're going for, but then what I'm hearing from the witnesses, I'm like, well, this is not racketeer. This is just a guy who was into freaks. So yeah, you were transporting escorts, and that's illegal. State lines type of thing. Yeah, correct, guilty. But yeah, you beat the shit out your girlfriend. But how many people don't beat the shit? You know what I mean? It's like there's so many.
Well, two wrongs don't make a right. But I will say the part where a lot of these women accepted gifts in return from him, and like I can't really put myself in that situation because thank God I've never been in that situation, so it's hard for me to speak on it. But for these women who have been in those situations and they took a little bit more than they should have, I don't know. It doesn't look right. It doesn't. And then the text messages and the conversations that showed that sometimes it sounded more. Um, People are celebrating outside. It sounded more like it was consensual than it was forced. That's the part that was like when I heard those audio messages and the text messages that Cassie had like sent him, I was like, oh, but like ignorant me was like, girl, you kind of was asking for it too. Like, why are you asking for freak off time? Can't wait to freak off. But again, I don't know what mindset she was in. I don't know if she has Stockholm syndrome. I don't know what the fuck. I can't.
Listen, two things could be truth. You enjoy it in a moment, but then there comes a point where you yourself and your spirit, because we all have our spirit, all have a spirit. You yourself start thinking, it's like, is this what I want? It's like anyone in a bad place, like someone maybe be doing drugs or being a heavily escorting or slut out there, there comes a point where you just start within yourself like, ugh, feeling disgusting, and your spirit is low, and you get into depression, and you just start thinking, is this what I want? So two things could be true. You enjoy it in the moment, and then there comes a point where it's like, enough is enough. Is this my life? Is this what I want? So, you know,
Not to mention Jane or whoever,
James Bond, 50
Jane
allegedly
Doe,
50 Cent's baby mama.
allegedly, what's her name? Daphne Joy.
Yeah.
Girl, you're still getting your rent paid for. You're testifying against him, and you're still getting money from him.
No more. After this, we'll see.
Yo,
Unless Diddy's that crazy that he will continue paying that, I'll be like,
I don't know.
you know.
Scorpios, I don't know.
But all in all, he's still in custody. He's going to do some time. He's basically the charges that would have, that were the big charges, not guilty, but he's still going to get some type of time. So there goes that. I was not surprised because again, as the weeks went on and I was paying attention to this case, I'm like, yeah, I don't think he's gonna be charged with all these charges. Sometime, but not all of them. But we will stay. I guess we'll stay tuned, and October is the next step.
We'll deal with that shit after the summer.
Right? We'll talk about this.
For now, enjoy the commissary.
But moving on to more hip hop news. I was actually disgusted by this, and usually we don't talk about Suge Knight here or Tupac, may he rest in peace. But I was a little perplexed and disgusted, and it made me think. And I wanted to say it here on this podcast because it will be out for the people to see forever. Please don't smoke my ashes. Okay, so the news is Suge Knight did an interview where he says Tupac's family, including his mother, smoked his ashes. And Suge says that he was the only one that didn't smoke the ashes because he was on probation or is on probation, whatever. I know the guy's been in and out of jail for years. And he couldn't smoke because he got tested. But he didn't. He says that the family smoked it as part of, as a ritual of having part of Tupac in them for the rest of their lives or whatever. I was, again, perplexed and kind of disgusted when I heard this story. What are your thoughts about smoking someone's ashes? Like, would you smoke your mother's ashes? Would you smoke your brother's ashes?
I don't smoke. So, obviously I wouldn't do it. But, I don't feel that doesn't make sense at all. First of all, if you want a part of Tupac, you are a part of Tupac. You guys have and share the same DNA. That's first. Secondly, you're smoking ashes that are basically broken down, burnt to a crisp from whatever you call that, burning furnace. It's like a dead body being burnt, whatever. That's just disgusting, and it's almost giving you could die of cancer from that because it's like dust. I think of 9/11 and how people inhaled all that.
So many people got cancer, including. I'm gonna say I feel like, and I told my grandmother this. I feel she was impacted. It's not my story to tell with her, but I feel she was impacted by 9/11 because she was in that whole chaos and breathing and running. I've told her that. But yeah. That's insane. I would, and I'll repeat it here. I do want to be cremated. But please don't smoke my ashes.
Do you really?
Oh yeah, I've been said that. I want to be cremated. I want people to.
I don't want to be cremated. I want to be buried.
Put it in a thing. I could also be put in one of those orange, some of my ashes in an orange thing where people go visit if they want. But I do.
You want to be in a what is it, mausoleum?
Mausoleum, whatever. But I do want some of my ashes spread in an ocean. And not Orchard Beach, not Reese Beach, like an ocean. Okay? My spirit will come and haunt whoever puts me in a cheap ass beach.
Who's gonna do that to you? Nobody.
Well, I'm just someone.
Write it in your fucking little diary.
Whoever's alive who's still alive. I don't know when God, the good Lord, wants to take me, but whoever I left behind, figure it out. But don't smoke me and don't throw me in no Orchard or Reese Beach because I will come back like Casper, and not the friendly Casper. And haunt your asses, whoever spreads me in a cheap ass fucking beach. But moving on to some, yeah, we are in the urban scene today. Talking about the urban. Monica and Brandy announced that they are going on tour. They released "The Boy Is Mine" back in 1998, if I'm not mistaken. And that song, I mean, I couldn't escape it because my mother, may she rest in peace, played that song over and over and over and over and over. I think I know where I got that
Yeah,
habit of when
yeah,
I
the
love a
habit of
song, I
replaying.
repeat it and play it and play it. And she knows, my brothers know, my exes know. When I play, I can play a song over and over and over. I think I got that from my mama. But The Boy Is Mine, released in '98. It was a big, big hit for Monica and Brandy. It spent several weeks at number one. Um, an iconic song, and years later, people, they are in demand. And finally, you would have thought they would have done it years ago. They are going on tour this fall in October. It kicks off on a 20-something arena tour with opening acts. Money. I always mess up her name too. Money Long.
Money long, yeah.
Okay, I said it. And some American Idol winner, and Kelly Rowland. Now I was surprised to see Kelly Rowland as, well.
An
She's a
opening?
special guest. She's not. Well, it says special guest. So usually when they say special guest, it's like they're opening, but special guests usually have like a 30 to 45 minute set. They're a guest more than an opener. So I was excited for that because listen, I fucks with Kelly Rowland. I love Kelly Rowland. Like I really, really do. And I will love. I've never seen Kelly Rowland perform solo. I've seen Destiny's Child together, the four original members, but not Kelly Rowland. So I would like to see that. All in all,
I'm more of a Michelle Williams.
oh stop it.
Break the dawn. When Jesus say yes, nobody can say no. I'm kidding. Listen, I love Kelly Rowland. That is Calandria. What is her name? Calandria.
Claudia.
That is
Claudia.
my Aquarius sister. But I don't know if I care to see her. And then I hope Money Long has more songs than that fucking twin "Where Have You Been" song.
Well, listen, we put a circle poll, and surprisingly, there was some. It was a kind of split of people that are, I'm all set. I've seen it. I low key want to see it. I low key want to go.
Where are they coming? Are they coming to
They definitely
Barclays?
gonna go to. I think they're going to Barclays. They're definitely coming to New York. I just don't know if they have a Barclays or Madison Square show.
Mm,
Um, but
I
I'm
don't think they're doing
I'm
Madison.
interested. I also want to see the set list though. Like
Yeah.
I need Monica to perform like songs like. No,
One of them days
she's definitely gonna do first night.
before you walk out of my life.
But I need
Should have
Sweet
known
Sweet.
better. So gone. I love Monica. I love Monica.
But
Now
didn't
I'm
we see Monica?
surprised because what?
I thought I seen was Monica the opening act when I went to see Nicki Minaj though.
I don't know. I didn't go with you, so I wouldn't know. But I will say this: I am surprised that they're gonna do this because they always have had beef or whatever. But also during their verses, Monica, I love her, but she has a resting bitch face, and she always gives this vibe like she can't be bothered. Whereas Brandy is always very peppy and wanting to be like cool and cute. Um,
And
yeah,
growing up, I thought it was opposite. I thought Brandy was a problem.
she's not.
I thought Brandy was the problem growing up. And they've talked about it in interviews. I've been watching the interviews, them promoting this tour. I'm glad growth is a beautiful thing. They both said it. Sometimes when you let outside people come in, it
Oh,
disturbs
for sure.
you, especially the public. The public also pit them against each other, and they very well knew that.
Yeah.
And it created unnecessary beef because of outside things instead of them coming together. And and Monica said it. They now talk to each other first. They make sure they talk to each other without all the outside sources and outside things. And I think that's great, especially in their stature, because with public opinion, managers, your team, this team, blah blah. A lot of things could be misconstrued. So I'm just happy that these girls are putting the bullshit to the side and coming together. And low key, I do want to see it. I do hope I get to make it. I don't know what the tickets are looking like right now, but I do
They
hope
better not be that expensive.
I do hope I get to go. It's this fall, so that is awesome. Monica and Brandy.
You know what I just thought about? You know how we went to the Queens of R&B show?
Last year in July. It'll be a year soon. July we
I
went.
wish that they had like a Kings of R&B. That would be cool.
Who would be your who would be throw out like at least a handful of names of who you would want to see on that tour?
Jagged Edge, Tevin Campbell,
I see
uh,
one.
Mario, I guess, Lloyd, but like more old school like bands. Um, Mint Condition, they're like holy throwback.
That's
Um,
that part, huh?
who else? Yeah, people like R&B groups, male groups from the 90s, even Blackstreet. Blackstreet is known for No Diggity, but they have a lot of
They have
R&B
other songs.
songs.
They have other
Don't
songs.
Leave Me Girl, that's my jam.
Yeah, yeah.
But yeah, I wish that they did like a Kings of R&B.
Well, some of those people you mentioned, I've seen them live because they do those radio shows. Where there's a bunch of other different people, like
Yeah.
ensemble thing. But we are very well moving on. Can't wait to see that tour. Moving on, we are very well into July. Well, July 2nd, but we are very well into Cancer season, and it is time for Astrology Circle. We got to give some love to our Cancer people, and get into this astrology circle of Cancer. I know a few, not too long ago, we were speaking of Cancers, and depending who you ask, it was a little spicy. But this time we're showing all the love to our Cancers. Cancers season runs from June 22nd to July 22nd. Um,
Mm.
the Cancer element is water, like Pisces. Their quality is they're a cardinal sign. Their ruler is the moon, and their symbol is the crab. Cancer is the fourth sign of the zodiac, representing deep feeling, protectiveness, and the yeah matches. Cancer's matches are Pisces, Scorpios. Those are their top matches, with Capricorn and Taurus as some of their Earth matches. Their personality traits includes they can be moody, they're loyal, intuitive, imaginative, emotional, and sensitive. Some typical jobs that you may see with cancers are law enforcement, social work, therapist, nurse, nutritionist. Some famous cancers that y'all may know: Meryl Streep, Bill Cosby, Khloe Kardashian, Little Kim, Vivica Fox, 50 Cent, just to name a few. Shout out to my brother Raymond Flex, who was our first guest here. His birthday was last week. Shout out to my aunt Lisa, too, the same day as my brother and Khloe Kardashian. And
Shout out to my mom.
shout out to your mom, Jinxie. Her birthday's coming up in like 2 weeks or so. So,
Yeah.
as we know.
But you know, I always consider her to be a cusp because she's July 22nd, and that's like the day, like the end day of Cancer, beginning day of Leo. But it's so on brand for like Cancers to be cops because, like, hello.
Right?
But I love Cancers. I mean, I'm a Cancer moon and rising, so
Yeah.
there you go.
Yeah, so shout out to our cancers, and that was our astrology circle cancer season. So last week I was chit chatting with a friend, and I was told that I bring out the hoe out of my exes, like the exes I've been with, that I bring out their wholeness or freakiness, and I don't
Ooh.
know type of way about this. Um,
I think the way I take that is that you give some sort of like confidence.
Listen, I was like, am I the drama? Am I the
Am I the
problem?
villain?
Am I the villain? Is it me? Nah, but it made me think, and it made me think, and I was offended because it's like, no, 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 no. I don't create holes or whatever.
You're not Diddy.
The hole is always in there. The wholeness was always in there with my exes. I just brought it out of them. But I didn't make them holes. I didn't make them holes. The hole was in there, dormant. It was dormant. I was just a thing that kind of woke up. Okay, I don't create whores. So I am not a fucking factory. The whores have always was created already. Um, what's your thoughts about that? Because you already know about this, but obviously it's something I wanted to speak about because I thought it was hilarious slash offensive slash I don't fucking think so. What do you think? You
I
don't.
mean,
You,
I feel like there's no proper way to say this the nicest way possible, but fuck it, we're just gonna go there. I feel that there are a few of your exes that you unintentionally put them in a pedestal. And when you do that and you align yourself with a person as yourself who's confident, has, a good core friendship group, is well known in these streets, honey, of course you're going to piggyback off of that and feel like, all right, I got some notches in my belt. I've been with this person. People recognize me from being with this person. So I'm just going to be out here doing the most. Now, would I say that you out here building hoes are us? No, you're not building like hoes. But I feel that you're giving them this unintentionally, this like false sense of security and kind of like I can be a bad bitch,
mm,
and that's what they're doing. And props to you, mama. What else can you do? I wouldn't take offense to that if someone says it to you. Like, I know you were bothered by it when you told me about it, but I also feel like it just goes to show that there's a lot of Klingons and a lot of people that want to be all up on your orbit just so they can feel better about themselves.
listen, I don't want to toot my own horn, but
And in the words, hold on, in the words of Shangela, you will never be glamour.
listen, in talking right now, it made me think of another XX, the Martha Stewart one. Let's just put it like that. If you know, you know.
Yes.
I remember.
Not Martha Stewart, honey.
Well, I'm not saying
Domesticated.
you know what I mean by the comparison. I just don't want to say,
Yes.
but you know,
Yes.
this is what best friends do. When all you gotta say is a code word, and you know.
We
And
should be on that show with Jimmy Fallon where people say like a word and you already know what they're talking about. Rose, Titanic.
our listeners must be like, "What the fuck? What are they talking about?" But so the Martha Stewart, even that person, I'm not quoting them correctly, but even them, they in a ways told me like, I don't know, they knew like I was known or whatever, and that I was like Charlie, Charlie, Charlie. So they felt like they needed to know who this Charlie was, if that makes
Right.
any sense.
Yeah.
And experience the Charlie, Charlie, Charlie. I don't see what's the big deal about Charlie, Charlie, Charlie. Like, is it really?
I want to be you when I grow up.
Like, I really don't see the big deal of what people think like about thing and oh, you know all these people and oh, you're known and you have fans and it's like stop it. Like I hate like first of all, it makes me uncomfortable when people say I have fans. Like it makes me a
Yeah,
little
I find that to be fucking weird. And like when guys say shit like that to you and they become your fans, fan is short for fanatic.
listen, I
And
heard
it doesn't give like a person like, oh, I want to be with you for the right intentions. It just gives, I want to cling on to you and wear you like last year's Versace.
come on, Dino man. So um
A word.
listen, would you okay, I don't like calling people fans or whatever, but with that being said,
I do.
I've had X to say, "Oh, you have fans." Would you date a fan? Would you give a fan a chance?
No, because I'm again a private citizen, but also like I can't. I can take compliments. Don't get me wrong, but what I cannot take is a person like enamored in what I do. Like that would be way too fucking much. I got fans in the industry I work in. Could I see myself dating them and being in a relationship with them? Absolutely not, because I don't want someone to idolize me because they want to be me. Like this ain't no Buffalo Bob shit. If you want me for me. You don't want me because you want to be me.
Mm, I like that. I like that. I was gonna get into something, but we'll just end it right there. With that being said, we are going to the Real Housewives of Atlanta. Season finale happened this past Sunday. The season has finally come to an end. Now we are coming up for our three-part reunion starting this upcoming Sunday. And with that being said, you know, when it's reunion time, that means it's time for us to play a little game of Keep It or Shred It. This time, the Real Housewives of Atlanta edition. Um, the theme was goldish yellow, I guess, right? We could say. Um,
It was like yellow.
and we'll just go along these looks, and we also played with our circle friends. You know, we love to do a good pose and see what our circle friends think as well. So as we go along, we will also share what our circle friends voted on our Instagram page. Which, if you're not following, make sure to follow us, the Inner Circle podcast on Instagram. So first, here we go. Keep it a shredded. Let's get our Joan Rivers on. Phaedra Parks.
You know, I said keep it because of her stature, and I think she's like the dress is it fits her right. She's wearing the dress, is not wearing her. So I say keep it.
I love me some Phaedra now. And we know I love me some Phaedra. I don't know. When I initially seen it, it looks so costumey. It
Yeah.
doesn't look like fashion. It looks costumey to me. It's kind of hot. I love a good slutty thing where you're showing off, but it just looks costumey to me. It just looks like it's Halloween. It was just.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna keep it like that. I'm not gonna get into it, go into it any further. I love Phaedra, but this just looked like a Halloween costume to me. So it was just shredded. It was just shredded, and most of the people thought the same. 80% said shredded versus 20% said keep it. Moving on, Drusilla. I didn't name her that. Phaedra did, but Drew Sidora.
Oh my god.
Um,
Um.
can I just start with Drew first? Listen, golf claps to Drew for her confessionals this season. You stepped the puss up, but you still continue. Your looks for reunions are still a dud, girl. This
Yeah.
is giving Big Bird slash I don't know what else. It's an automatic quick shredded for me. The hair, it's a mess because like
Yeah.
it's like the hair's cute, but then like it's like what is it? What do you call it? Like curly, but then you have the fringy look. It just doesn't all
It's
go.
definitely not a go naked wig.
It definitely Portia gave her her walking papers.
Listen, for me, I think that when you have so much with feathers and stuff, I think, and that silhouette, you should
Uh-huh.
probably have your hair up. Like an
Thank you.
updo would have looked super cute. A high pony would have looked fierce. Now, the dress, it is giving Big Bird, but this is giving me deja vu because she literally wore the same shit in blue last season when she was singing that dumbass song to Ralph.
There
So
you
shred it.
go. Her looks
Shred it, burn it.
yeah, and 100% agreed with us. Everyone said shredded. Next, Shamia Morton.
I like this. It's very different. She's giving a different color. The aesthetic is very tropical island vibes, and I love a blunt bob, like that song from Nicki Minaj. But I say keep it because her body yachty, a Coca-Cola bottle. Love it.
I agree. For me, it was a keep it. I love the details. The color, she kind of went neon greenish with the hints of yellow. Um, her beautiful chocolate skin, like
Hmm.
beautiful, beautiful. The bob, I like the earrings. I like kind of the pop out of the dress, like the details. 60% of our circle friends said shredded though, while 40% said I know.
60% of you guys don't have taste. Get out of here.
Initially, she was, you know, it was good. A lot of people were saying keep it, but as the time went on, It was 60% shredded and 40% keep it. Next up, we have Cynthia Bailey.
Child, I know she's your Pisces sister. However, Cynthia, why do you look like you're going to prom at your big ass age? I feel she looks cute, but she was a supermodel. She was a model, an editorial model at that. Girl, you couldn't have worn something else. This is playing it safe. It's giving, you know what this dress should be called? The Friend. Because it's literally giving the friend. It's almost like she didn't want to upstage anyone, but like I love when the bitches that are friends in the Housewives cast are dressed even more
Yeah,
elaborate and like more intricate than the actual cast. So I'm gonna say a shredded because like A for effort, but
yeah,
no.
it was a shredded for me too. Love the hair color, but the dress was just too simple. It was like she's going for her Bailey cue. 60%, funny enough, said keep it,
Oh,
while
y'all like playing
40%
it
said
safe, huh?
shredded. Next we have newbie Kelly Farrell,
Kelly,
another
Kelly,
Pisces sister.
Kelly. She's another Pisces. I love me some Kelly. She's so damn loud. She's like a bocina. She's a speaker. I like this dress. I'm not gonna lie. I'm glad that she fired her stylist because her stylist was doing her fucking dirty.
Oh, he fired.
Um,
They're not together. She fired him.
yeah, she fired him. And he now works for Brit. So I want to say keep it because I love how different the silhouette is gorgeous, but I like the little pops of peplum and the little flower details. The shoes look cute too, and her hair isn't overbearing like Drew Sidor's hair was.
Now, I was conflicted with this look, and again, love Kelly, great addition, Pisces sister, um, little firecracker. But for me, it was a shredded. I don't know what it is. The dress, again, I love the details, kind of like Shami. I love that whole pop out look. You know, the details of the dress. I don't know if it's because she's short. Um, I don't know. I don't know if it's the makeup. There's something that for me is off. And
Mm,
that's why it was just shredded. I don't know. Maybe she had to because of her shortness. I feel the hair's not bad, but I felt like maybe she should have it more up because of the dress. I
I
just
don't
don't
think so.
think that's missing for me. That was a shredded. It wasn't
I,
when I first seen it. It wasn't like it was like
I feel like if she would have like removed the intricate details, the dress would have just been like a regular prom dress. I don't think it's elevated. And yeah, I could see what you mean by the hair, but she has her hair to the side and a little bit back. Had she had it in front of her, it would be way too much. She would look like a circus clown.
I think one thing she has to remember, and we also the people, is her stature. Like the girl wears a lot of designer and a lot of pieces out there. We've seen it throughout the season. We've seen it in her confessionals. We've seen it in her appearances on Watch What Happens Live. But
Yeah.
with that being said, sometimes a lot of these big designer, these looks are made for these models who are X amount of feet. So sometimes the way it translates on the runway with a 6 foot model, 5'11" model,
Mm,
when someone maybe 4'11" is wearing it, and that's no shade, but like it just doesn't translate and maybe showcases as someone 5'11", if that makes any
right.
sense.
Yeah.
Still looks cute, still love her girl, but like for me it was just shredded. And 60% thought keep it, 40% said shredded. Moving on to
The
she
oak
was,
tree.
she was a sleeper for the season, but she was the MVP. She ended up ending as the MVP of the season with the fans, Miss Angela Oakley. What are your thoughts on this list?
So I love Miss Angela Oakley. Like her and Charles Oakley are like the shit. I fucking love them. I can't. For a person who grew up liking watching Charles play is crazy. Like that he's associated with the freaking Housewives. Anyway, Angela's look is giving very demure. I like it. It goes with her shape. She is a woman of a certain age.
She's 44. She's not that old.
I know, it's a joke, but like people make it seem like she's hella old when she's not.
I know. She's 4 years older than me.
Yeah, yeah, she's 8 years older than me. But I feel like she looks beautiful, and this is not a muted statement. It's very subtle, but it's elevated. Whereas Cynthia's just looked like she went to Giovanni or whatever.
I get what you mean. Less is more, but
Mhm.
even with the less, it's just a cutout. The way it fits her body. Her body
Mhm.
is giving.
Body is
Listen, people
key.
made fun of Angela for being a taller, I guess. If you watch,
You're 5'8", 5'9". I'm 5'8". How fucking rude.
yeah. So people made fun of her for her stature and stuff, calling her Big Bird and stuff. But listen, Big Bird, you see how this just looks on her? It flows, it falls, it looks good. It
Not
clear.
to mention, she's not a Big Bird, her husband is 6'8", 6'9".
Mhm.
Make it make sense.
She looks good. She looks good. She did her thing this season. She was a sleeper. I did not know what to expect coming into the season because I didn't hear a lot about her while the season
I love
two.
her.
I heard about a lot of other people in drama, but again, it's a sleep. She's a sleeper, and she surprised a lot of people. Listen, I like Angela, and I think she was one of the best dressed in this reunion. 80% of you thought the same thing. 80% said keep it, with 20% saying shred it. But for a little bit, for a while, it was 100% were saying keep it.
Must
So
have been some guys that voted shred.
last but not least, the comeback queen, depending who you ask, Miss Portia Williams.
Portia knows how to dress for her body. I love Portia's body. Um, this dress is really cute. It's giving. I say keep it. Obviously, she knows what she's doing. She got her stylist is on speed dial. And the only thing is that this dress looks very similar to things that she's worn in the past. But again, I say keep it because it she knows how to dress for her body.
Listen, I see what Phaedra tried to do, and if you look at their lower body, like their lower
Mm,
half of their body, I see what they tried to do. But this is Phaedra. This is where Portia, and again, maybe because Phaedra is a little shorter as well. Sometimes these
yeah.
guys dress for your shape, your height, etc., etc. Portia pulled it off though. I love the whole metallic looking corset thing, very superhero like. But then the bottom is very dressed. She did that. She did that. I loved it. As soon as I seen it, I was like, the way I wanted to feel about a Kelly when I first seen Kelly. That's how I felt about Portia. I was like, ooh,
Yeah.
okay. So 75% of our circle friends said keep it, while 25% said shred it. So it seems like the overall, according to our circle friends and the voters, our overall best dress was Angela Oakley, with Portia being a second close. Worst dress, Juicidora. So yeah,
Per usual.
per usual. But that was our Keep It or Shred It Atlanta edition. Um, any thoughts of this season before we close the show? Any thoughts? Anything you gotta say?
I do. I have something to say. I know you don't watch Love Island, and that's okay. You're one of the many few.
I know I've seen a lot of people post that.
But I just want to say I'm rooting for my girl Amaya, Papaya, and my boy Brian. Brian, shout out to you for sticking up for Amaya when she was being a sensitive gangster. I'm going to give you a rundown real fast. There's a girl in the island. Her name is Amaya. She's, I think, 24. She's from New York. I don't know if she's from the Bronx or Brooklyn. She reminds me of a little baby Cardi B. She's in there for love while all these other motherfuckers are in there to for brand deals and being influencers. And no one is actually there for love. I used to watch Love Island when it was Love Island UK, like when back in the day type shit. When they brought it to the States, I was like, I'm not really interested. I like my UK people, but I had to get into this season. And I'm 26 episodes in. And so far, what I could say is give the check to Amaya. Fuck everyone else. No one's deserving. Send everyone packing through Spirit Airlines. I need Amaya to win. And
And
that's my TED talk.
when is the season finale of this show?
Love Island? Not no time soon. They usually do like 40
Oh,
episodes.
okay, no, because you're saying I need her to win, so I'm like, okay, I guess
I need
no.
her to win point blank, period. The way that these guys, I noticed that the guys are trying, the ones that want to connect with her or be coupled with her, they're only being coupled with her so they can stay in the island, but they're not really actually showing interest, which is pissing me off. And like, she's such a sweetheart. They were upset. This set me on a rage. One of the guys told her that she needs to chill out with calling people babe and mi amor and stuff. She's Dominican. That's what we do. You clearly have never been in a Hispanic household. Brian, who's a guy from Massachusetts, I think Lawrence, shout out to Brian. He was like, he was like, in a Dominican household, to be fair, that's what we're known for saying. We're known for being like babe, mi amor, mi vida, shit like that. Like, are you guys uncultured swine? How dare you disrespect someone just because they want to show affection that way? It's not like she's jumping in the sack and fucking everyone. So anyway, enough about that. I just want to say, whoever's watching Love Island, shoot me a DM so we can chat.
Well,
But
and so we'll keep hearing more about Love Island. It's about
yeah,
a fan, and listen, it is a popular show. But funny enough, I'm also seeing people put statuses like, "Am I the only one not watching Love Island?" And I'm like, "Nope,
well,
me too. I'm
well,
not."
I didn't get into it till like 2 weeks ago or less than 2 weeks ago. I was like, let me catch up because I'm sick and tired of seeing these comments and like I'm getting FOMO.
Well, listen, for the people like me who don't watch Love Island, I guess listen to the podcast, and we'll get updates from our girl Melanie Cooper. Melanie Cooper, wait, Melanie Cooper Maddox. There we go.
Not
Without
Maddox. Oh
okay,
god.
Adriana Maddox, she's the host of the show. So
Ariana, not Adriana.
Ariana, yeah, you got it.
Ariana, what are you doing here?
But anyways, we'll stay updated by Melanie Cooper Maddox. With that being
Vanderbilt.
said, we will see you guys in next week, same place, same time. We are well into July. We are kicking off we are well into our summer season. So thank you guys so much for tuning in. We appreciate you guys. Make sure to follow, like, subscribe, share, all those good stuff.
Thank you for watching. Make sure to follow, like, share, subscribe, everything the Inner Circle podcast. And catch us every Wednesday live at 8 p.m. on YouTube.